Hey, part 4 of the Q&A is from Tommy. How did you find your true love? And what is your opinion about a true love? Oh, nice question. Took me a long time. Here's the thing. What is the definition true love? Like, what is that really? I feel like I've been in love before. I mean, I think true love has been coined from films, and I don't really know if I totally believe in true love. I believe that we can love many people in our lives, but finding that soul person, that home feeling, and that's my favorite word to describe my marriage, is home. It feels like home. I think that's rare. I don't think it only happens once in life. I think it can happen maybe twice. I've certainly loved with all of me and been loved with all of that person, and it's felt incredible and passionate and exciting, but young. And with my love now, it feels really real. I mean, we are in it. We are parents. We love each other, and we also hate each other at times. And we are just in the swing and flow of life, which means, not rainbows and butterflies, the way it kind of felt when you were falling in love for the first time, or with your first love, that butterfly excitement feeling, because you haven't really started getting into the nitty-gritty details of life at that point. And now we're committed to each other, and we've been together for 4 years, and we have a kid, and it just changes things. Truly, like, the mutual respect just gets so much deeper. And I do believe in those rare instances in life when you can find a person that you connect with on such a deep level that it feels even more than love. It feels like you become one, in a sense. And there's just that trust, that innate trust and flow with each other, and you know each other so well. It's my favorite thing about being in love, is just knowing another human being like the back of your hand, just knowing their way and the things that they do and how they react to things, and having each other's user manual. It's so special. I love it so much. And how did I find my true love was a part of the question too. Well, I found him when it sounds so cliche actually, but when I stopped searching for it. I wasn't looking for it in every single corner. In fact, he stood in front of me and I was like, initially. And I think previously I've been like desperate to like find a boyfriend. Are they my husband? Is that my husband? What about him? Is he my husband? And I eradicated all of that fear before I met Mark. And I actually believe that that's what created space for me to allow him to come into my life, was that I just stopped putting pressure on myself to find the one. And he arrived, and he wasn't in the package I thought he would be in. He looked different. He was still shiny, but he was different. And I was like, what is this? And I think had I been a bit younger, I might have not seen the beauty of what he is, because it felt so easy. And I was used to things feeling crazy and passionate and mental, just mentally challenging. And he just really loved me, and he really wanted to show up for me, and really wanted to support me and be in my life and be my partner. And I love that. That's what it's really about. It's like finding that partner that you do life with, and that you love with all of you, even the bits that really annoy the crap out of you. And so I found him over Twitter. And we just sort of found each other. We just stumbled into a way of finding each other. We started following each other on Twitter, and then we started talking, and we're like, wow, we have a lot in common. And then it was through our emailing over 40 days before we met that we actually fell in love. And I was like, wow, I did not expect this at all. And that was the beauty, was that I just wasn't searching for it. I had opened myself up to the possibility of love and finding the right person without putting the pressure on it. And that was really, really lovely. So yeah, I would just suggest, oh, here's the other thing I did, is I wrote out everything I desired in my future partner. I wrote it all out, and I put it away in a drawer and put my little rose quartz crystal on it. And when he arrived on my doorstep, I had forgotten the list of things that I had put out there to the universe that I had wanted in a partner. And then he came into my life, and then I remembered about, I guess, 4 months later, that I had written this out. And I remember taking out the pieces of paper, and Phoebe was with me at the time, Phoebe Tonkin, and we were reading them, and she was crying. She was like, this works. This actually works. You like wrote a spell to the universe. And I was like, I don't even know what it was, but I literally penned out like what it was I was seeking, put it out to the universe, and he landed on my doorstep. So I guess that maybe that had a part in bringing us together. But really, like, just being open and without any fear surrounding the idea that maybe I wouldn't meet that person. That's what I think really created that space to allow him to come in at the right time. It's a good question. I love it. How do you really cultivate forgiveness in your life? From Andy Jane. Gosh, I think we're all vulnerable beings, and we all are really human, and we're living a human existence. And it's really hard to be a good human sometimes. It's hard to make all the right choices and be mindful constantly and be compassionate constantly and not have negative or toxic thoughts come up or not get jealous. And I mean, it's hard. It can be really hard to stay in the light. And so in terms of forgiveness, for me, holding a grudge against another individual is judging them for their behavior. And it means that I'm taking something personally that they did. And if I can look at every individual as the little child, the little child version of them, I recognize that we're all just trying to swim to the surface, and we're trying to do our best job. And when I don't take something personally, and I can see that if a person's been vindictive, it's actually not really an attack on me, it's an attack on themselves. And it eradicates me from feeling like a victim. And being a forgiving person also frees you from the heaviness and the weight of resentment and suffering. And it's actually a gift to myself, like releasing the weight and saying, I forgive you. Like, I'm going to show up for you and I forgive you. And forgiveness is different from accepting someone into our lives and being close to a person and sharing an intimacy again with another individual who has hurt you. But forgiving someone is such a gift to not only them, but also yourself. And I always say that it's the people who are in the deepest suffering in life who perform some of the most atrocious acts. So if I can cultivate some sort of compassion and wish for them to find some spiritual growth, then that's the way I really handle that. And it feels really peaceful. I have to say, it's like such a peaceful way of looking at it. And it feels right. I mean, I really don't hold any resentments against anyone. And I have had things in the past that seemingly would make me angry. And I just don't feel that way. I hold a lot of forgiveness, and I offer that to people as much as possible. And I feel freer because of it. I really do. do you have any activities that help you gain more body confidence? I guess, well, not really activities, but I often remind myself that my hands work and my legs work, and I know how to digest my food, and I can run, and I can do all these incredible things. I mean, my body can do these incredible things. My body can heal cuts and bruises and grow new skin, and that's a miracle. I mean, that's such a beautiful miracle, and there are so many individuals out there who don't get to do all those things, who don't have all their limbs, who aren't healthy, who are confined to a wheelchair, who their physical body is failing them in some form. And so the way believe me, I was obsessed with my body looking a certain way and like being perfect. I was totally obsessed with it 5 years ago. I mean, it was my whole life, counting calories, going to the gym 3 hours a day. It was intense. And so finally I was like, oh wow, like this is my body. This is my body I was given, and it works, and I'm healthy, and I've got cellulite, and that's me. That's a part of me, and that's what I celebrate, and that's okay. That's okay. And I love me. I love my little knobbly news and my little mole that people always try and, you know, when I do a photo shoot, they try and Photoshop out my mole, and I'm like, no, leave that in there, because that's me. And I guess just cultivating that love again. It's always about that self-love and the appreciation of oneself. I birthed a child. Does my body look different? Yes. Do I care? No. I just think there is too much emphasis placed on the physical, when truly the emphasis should be placed on healthy. And when we're healthy, our bodies also look better. We radiate that health from the inside out. And that's also just about changing our perspective and saying, I love me. I love my bumps and bruises. I love the fact that I have no hips and I go straight up and down. That's fine. I don't look as amazing in some dresses, but that's cool. It's my body, and I embrace that. And I love being able to recognize my body, like from the back. I'm like, oh yeah, that's how I stand. And you know, what are the things we remember about our grandparents who passed away? For me, I remember how my grandpa used to stand, like what his stance was. And that's so beautiful, because that was him. And did I ever think about his body or his shape or his belly? Or no, he was just my grandpa. And I want to be able to love ourselves in that way. And that's what I do. And I really, oh my gosh, it's so wonderful to not have those feelings surrounding my physical body anymore. I'm completely liberated. And let me tell you, when I liberated myself from it, suddenly my body started looking the way I had always hoped that it would. It's ironic. It truly is. So there we go. I hope that's helpful. All right. See you on the next one.